usual loops around this area. Riding at night, there are some things I've learned about riding at night. One, turn your fucking high beams on. The high beams on a motorcycle are usually kind of, well, at least on this motorcycle, are kind of wussy, stock ones especially. You can get extra bright lamps, and you know, it probably does piss off. I know it pisses me off when some motorcyclist comes riding head on at me with their brights on when I'm in my car. But you know what? It's just fine, actually. It doesn't matter if you piss a few people off. Just ride with the damn high beams on. It's better to piss them off and be seen than to be completely lost in the background and not be seen and then crashed into. So it doesn't hurt to err on the side of catching their attention by keeping your high beams on. It depends on what mood I'm in. I mean, sometimes I will just feel safer to have my high beams on, or more importantly, if it helps me see the road further up ahead, which is more often the reason I'll do it. Another time that's really good actually apparently to ride with high beams on is during the daytime. There's a story about how in World War II they would put lights. I'm not sure if it's an experiment or if it's something that they did constantly or frequently with bombers, but they found that if you put lights on the bottom of an airplane, and maybe it wasn't World War II, but it was in the military and they were experimenting with this stuff. They found that if you put these medium intensity lights, not too unlike the low beams on your vehicle, if you put them under the airplane facing down towards the ground, it would actually make it difficult for flat gun crews on the ground to see the aircraft, making it harder for them to shoot it down. So this analogy that exists is if you ride your motorcycle during the day with the low beam on, it actually makes you blend in to the background, and that's the argument for riding with your high beams turned on even during the day, because it'll have greater contrast with the surroundings and show up a lot better. Another thing about the headlights, at least on the Ninja here, is it doesn't really illuminate very far ahead of the motorcycle. That's what you're going to learn in your MSF course. You'll find that they'll talk about overriding the headlight, which is riding faster than you can see ahead and react to in time. Or I guess when sight distance exceeds stopping distance. I think that's the official definition. Basically, riding so fast that you can't stop in time for something that's outside the range of your headlights. It's getting kind of cold now. I've got all my vents cranked wide open. It's starting to get a little chilly. That's another motorcycle there. Okay, another thing about night riding. Don't drink and ride, ever. daytime or nighttime, but at nighttime, alcohol has this effect. I believe it constricts the pupils of your eyes, and you can't see as well at night. You can't take in as much light. So your night vision is hampered when you are under the influence of alcohol. So that's just another reason not to drink and ride, aside from all the obvious ones. I don't know if caffeine has the same effect. Maybe it does. I haven't checked up on that. It's not very much light here, so I don't know if the camera's really going to pick anything up. We're pretty close to the Los Angeles Zoo. This is great at nighttime. There's no one around. You can pretty much do whatever you want. There's never any cops down here. Maybe I spoke too soon. Let's see what else. Well, this is statistically, this is not a good time to be riding a motorcycle. Friday nights are bad. Friday nights have the greatest number of accidents. And also early mornings on weekends for drunk drivers. If I keep going that way, I'll end up at the zoo. I'm going to go this way. When I first started riding at night, I went out and got this Icon fluorescent yellow military vest. I guess if someone said they wanted it, I could sell it to them. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't quite made up my mind on that. I wore it just for the first night that I went out riding. The very first time, or the very second time I went out riding was at nighttime, and I threw on the Icon vest over all my gear. And I'm not really sure that really makes that much of a difference.